How you play video games is how you do everything. Let's check this out.
How you play games is how you do everything.
Cyberpunk.
It sounds a little dumb and clickbait at first, but in this video, I kind of want to talk about what that really means and what you and I can do with that information to make some positive changes in our lives. And I'm going to refer to some recent experiences I've had and some things I reflected on in the past few weeks. So recently I've been playing Cyberpunk for the first time because a lot of my friends mentioned how good the new DLC with Idris Elba is. And as a fan, it was a no-brainer.
Wait,
the catch is the DLC doesn't
That's the same guy. Okay.
start until later in the game. And a lot of people recommend that you finish most of the content in the base game before you start it. No problem for me though, I thought. I've been meaning to give the game a try, which I wrote off when it first came out due to how bad it looked at launch. I jumped in and instantly I was like really into it. I think I clocked in like 30 hours in a week, which is...
Dude, when I hear that, I'm just thinking, how much do World of Warcraft players at a new... how much do WoW players play at a new launch? And then it's like, do they do casual like 15-hour days for like 4 days in a row, man? Yeah, WoW players are just built differently, I think, when it comes to that. Maybe that's a bad thing, though, because you end up just really rushing everything too much. It's insane. Yeah, pretty much 30 hours in a day. They invent new hours to be able to play more, right? You should play this on stream, Cyberpunk. I've heard a lot of people say it's really good.
A lot, considering I got other obligations. By like week 2, though, I started to slow down because I was just getting bored of it. A few days later, other games and things started to grab my attention, and I dropped the game before I even got to the DLC.
Yeah.
What Cyberpunk did do for me, though, was make me want to watch John Wick again after seeing virtual Keanu Reeves do his thing. And that's where I heard this quote.
How you do anything is how you do everything.
Okay.
Call it the first and the last rule of life.
At first I was thinking like, damn, this guy sounds sinister as hell. But then my next thought was, does this quote have any truth to it? And if it did, then it would also mean that the way I play games mirrors the way I do everything, the way I live life. And I sat there for a while and thought, damn, yeah, I think that tracks. Now, I'm not saying that the quote means that since I played a ninja with a katana in Cyberpunk that I studied the blade in real life.
Maybe it's more so just like your decisions and like how you approach it, not necessarily like the gameplay, right?
What it's saying is that our actions, big or small, quick or slow, tend to follow a pattern. It means in general, people think and act in a consistent way.
Yeah.
We're all creatures of habit. If you're a meticulous planner in life, chances are you game the same way.
Yep.
Or if you're a really aggressive risk taker in life, you probably play Jet in Valorant and bottom frag.
Oh.
Unfortunately,
I don't think this is a one-to-one thing, though, but I think that there's a lot of similarities to how you are as a person and how you approach video games. I mean, obviously, right?
Case, since I'm the type of person that always finds some shiny new game to play, jumps wholly into it, and then gets bored and moves on without completing it, it means that's how I am in real life. And it sucks because it's pretty much true.
Oh.
I'm like a serial starter. I get interested in the idea of some hobbies and projects, and I start out really excited,
I think a lot of people
but then I burn out. Like, I don't know why it's so hard for me to stick to something for a long period of time or until I complete it.
I think this is also like a very individual person, though. But, I mean, games are like a way to express yourself in different ways. Maybe some people would approach games differently than they would in real life because they don't have like that same, what is it called, risk, I suppose, in video games as there is in real life. So maybe some people approach it differently, right? It's a very individual basis, I think. I don't try new things. I play too much classic WoW. Maybe that like translates to your life with maybe you're just also just like a very safe guy in terms of what you do, right? Like what kind of career paths or friends or whatever the heck, right? Could make sense as well. Just like Guzu, but he can't commit to variety. Come on, man.
It's kind of like this channel too. You can clearly see how frequent I was posting at the beginning, and then I had my first video cross 1,000 views, and then I just slowed down a bit. Just while making this video, I had the urge to play Hades 2 and also learn how to draw.
Griefers in WoW aren't necessarily huge assholes IRL, although there's an overlap. Well, I can't really speak with that about that, right? But the online presence, especially in an online format with like where you interact with other players, people definitely do tend to let out a little bit of a, I don't know, like there's no repercussions for what you do, so people tend to be a little bit more out there with like what they do, right? Maybe something that they wouldn't do in real life.
Like, I don't even know what that is. And I think that's why this quote stood out to me. Another way I realized that this quote holds some truth.
No, they are. The chatter just doesn't want to admit it. That's how I think too, yeah. Because like, I don't know, man. Yeah, yeah.
During the tail end of my time with Cyberpunk, I started rushing through quests so I could get to the DLC. The game started to feel like this long to-do list, and I just kept pushing through, only thinking about the DLC. Go here, shoot this guy, jump off that, drive here, loot this.
Okay.
And I mean, at times, that's kind of how real life has felt too.
Oh.
Lately, I've been feeling the pressure again of completing and achieving these things that society has decided are the main story quests. Right now, if I had a quest tracker floating in my head, it would say, get generational wealth, start a family, find your purpose in life.
Oh, shit.
And I've been trying to achieve these things, just like Cyberpunk, without much thought at all.
Yeah.
And I'm straight up not enjoying it. I'm too focused on
Are you guys just naming all the animes? What the fuck?
getting to the end. I need to go here, do this, kiss up to this manager, buy this stuff to keep progressing in life. I wasn't always obsessed with meeting these expectations though, just like how I didn't always rush through game content.
I do think, man, how we played games when we were kids, man, was definitely a lot different than nowadays. Maybe that's because life's changed, or like how you are as a person has changed, but it definitely felt different. I think also the world just feels bigger when you're a kid. That probably translates well to like games as well. Games just feels bigger.
I remember my first time as a kid playing Skyrim, wandering wherever my curiosity took me, and coming across these really fun side quests and locations that made the world feel more lived in.
Yeah.
I'd check out every cave I stumbled on and talk to every NPC. I had zero concern for the dragon that was going to end the world because I was out here hanging out with the companions, trying to become a werewolf.
I feel like nowadays I take a lot more time enjoying stuff compared to back then. I don't know. I think it's definitely different from person to person, but I think I definitely approached video games a lot differently as a kid than I do now.
My gaming style back then mirrored my outlook in life. I was still a curious kid discovering how I fit in the world. Side quests, main quests, it didn't really matter. I didn't know it, but back then I was practicing being present and enjoying my time with the game.
Okay.
And I need to be more like my younger self in that respect. The good thing is that we can use the fact that we act and think consistently to make small tweaks in our life and snowball them into bigger, more impactful changes.
Okay.
I mean, there's even a whole book on this called Atomic Habits, which you've probably heard about if you're into the self-help niche.
Yeah.
You plant a small seed of change and you just stay consistent with it till the seed roots and boom, you got a big tree. If I want to become someone who commits to hobbies and personal projects and sees them through, then I need to start by finishing what I set out to do in video games.
I mean, I guess it goes to like everything in life. I don't know if you can like want to make a change in your life, you should start with the video games. I don't know, sure. I think it goes to with everything though, right? It's a lot of small things that lead up into greater things in your life, right? A lot of the small habits you do kind of make up the whole day, right?
And if I want to get back to enjoying everyday life and not be lost in my head about these lofty plans, then I could start by not rushing through game content and instead just taking it slow.
There's some truth
finding
to it.
the fun in the moment-to-moment gameplay. And the idea is, if I make those changes in something as small as how I play games, then it can start to affect the way I read books, the way I work, the way I dedicate time and energy to things that matter to me, and the way I live life.
Okay.
So that's been the challenge I've set for myself. If you have big ambitions like becoming more of a leader or being more adaptable, the best way to start is by starting small and staying consistent.
Yeah, true.
If you want to be more kind, then you gotta stop the urge to flame these people that you are playing with.
What
These
the fuck, man? Okay.
small tweaks that we can make while we play games can end up being much more impactful in the long run.
Yeah.
Because how you do anything is how you do everything.
That's true.
Cool? Thanks for watching, y'all. Please like and subscribe.
I mean, there's some truth to it too, for sure, man. Like how you do like all those small little things add up to like the greater thing, right? And it's kind of how you are as a person, right? Yeah, how do you know?